Here's the package this comes in. It's a LED mosaic flexible light. This one's from Costco, and basically it's in one of these packages that is nearly impossible to open. I used a knife to cut around the edge. It comes with a remote, instructions, a transformer for 110 to the output of, I don't remember the voltage, 12 volts or something like that. Probably says on here 12 volts DC, 2 amps. These little connectors, which are used to go around corners. This is the little controller that allows the remote to change colors, and then you have 4 strips of LEDs. If we get in real close, you can see the connectors have a plus, RG, and B, which is the plus is just the common, I guess, and then the others are red, green, and blue colors in the strips. And then the transformer has the same strips, which is plus, red, green, and blue. And these have to be correct. And you have to be a little bit careful with them. They're not really fragile. They seem quite hardy, actually. I'll try to show you how these connectors go together. The transformer plugs into the little controller like this. So, and then we have the transformer here, which is, this of course plugs into the wall. You notice it has no polarity and no ground. So you can plug it into any outlet either way. Then the output, this little device here is apparently the sensor that picks up the signals from the remote. So this kind of just hangs in wherever you put it, kind of out of sight. Now the output of the controller, which is this, has the red, green, and blue. Oh, this has tape on the bottom, which you need to see too. This is double back tape, and it's best if it comes off this end, I guess. So it strips back. So this allows you to stick this on any surface. And in this case, you'll see the red, I don't know if you can see it, the red, green, and blue. And it corresponds with red, green, and blue on the output of the controller. So this plugs in, and in general it fits pretty easily, and I think it's reversible, but the instructions imply that if you get it backwards it wouldn't matter, it just wouldn't work. But I'd be very careful not to do it backwards if you can. I think you can do it. Just try it. Yeah, it would fit the other way, but that would be wrong. Anyway, so it seems to work. So then you get one of the strips on, which is 2 feet. So now we have the transformer plugged into the wall, and the first strip is 2 feet long, and the second strip just plugs into that. Again, watching the polarity of red, plus, red, green, and blue, snapping it in. And then the next one similarly, and just get the right end on there. Now if we were going around a corner, we would add this little corner piece, which also has polarity, so we plug it in, and then we could go around our corner, and then we'd add the last strip, which is this one. Now just to demonstrate this on the table here, I'll plug it in. Alright, we have it plugged in. Now hopefully it'll work, so I'm pressing the on button here. Hang on. Okay, now you've got it all plugged in on the table here, and it's one thing that I'm not sure the instructions covered is that the little remote has a plastic, very almost imperceptible device here, that plastic piece that you pull out. So it's stuck in the end here, and unless you pull it out, the battery will not activate, so this won't work. So be sure you pull this little piece out, and then you see you have it off, on, and you have a less bright, brighter. And so let's just give it a shot. So we're turning it on. And then I'm going to press flash, which is that. I'll turn the lights off. And I'm going to press strobe. And now I'm going to press fade. Now I'm going to press smooth. And then if you want just to put white, you can put white in with this, with the white button. And then any variation of these colors on this pad. There's red, green, blue, and then any of these other colors. So you have a huge variety of colors on this thing. And beyond that, I think that covers it pretty well. And so I'm just going to go ahead and install it and then show you how it looks once we get it up. Okay, the situation is that under this cabinet I'm going to run the entire string of these lights, which you'll notice this has a trim on the edge where, although it's solid in the under the bottom, I have to drill through there. On the top it's open, so I can just drop down through there, I think. And one good thing I noticed we found out is I have another set of these lights on the top here, and it's a good thing they seem to have designed these transformers so that you can put two in one receptacle. Okay, what we have here is a butler's pantry, and we wanted to put a light under here for some time. There's a receptacle here, but we want it to be entirely hidden, so we're going to install these LEDs. So I'm going to the top where there's a plug-in, and I'm going to drop down this hidden area here, come off the bottom. So we'll give that a shot. Okay, here's the final product. The lights are in, and we have lights above as well. And the interesting thing is that the remotes are they're all the same. So you really only need one remote. And in this case, we ended up with 3 or 4 because we bought 4 separate strings. But you can, if you're careful, you can adjust them separately. You can see that these colors are different. This is how it looks under there. Kind of get an idea of how I did it. You'll notice I used a connector on that end. And here is the little controller, and you notice it has 2 screw holes. Here's the finished product, and but an interesting point I want to make is that you look up at these under the cabinet, and you think that you don't need to be careful about how you put them in, but remember that if you have a shiny top like this granite and they're not straight, they won't show up. The pattern on the granite, the reflection will be strange. So I had to take this off and repair it, or to change the pattern a little bit. And you're probably able to take this sticky off maybe once or twice, but it'd be far better to get it right the first time. Anyway, this is the final product.